Now, I don't know if this right here was just me, but I felt like episode 6 of Noragami season 2, I felt like it passed by in no time. It's like I started it, of course I was watching it as it went on, but for some reason I just felt like it was over a little too quick, and for some reason I'm not sure about that. Now obviously the episode overall I definitely enjoyed it, to me it was definitely good. We got a nice sweet ending, but I don't know why it felt so short. Like to me that was just like rather puzzling, but the episode overall, it was definitely good. We saw Veena or Bishamon get a ton of character development, and we see her character pretty much change, like she pulled a 180 or 360 because now she's like a completely new character, and hopefully now she will drop this grudge against Yato, and maybe we can see Bishamon interact with him more on a friendly term, and also we can see Bishamon also interact with Kofuku. Because obviously, we have no idea on what kind of ground these two stand on. So I do hope Bishamon will appear again, later on this season. Hopefully, this time she will not try to kill Yato. But this episode, we see now that it picked up right where we left off last week, where we have Yato, calling out, Kugaha, because obviously he is the one behind this. And we see now that when Kugaha came out, obviously now everybody knows he's a traitor, and we see him now try to justify what he's doing, and pretty much it's like Yato, it's what Yato said. He is trying to force, Bishamon's succession, because right now Bishamon, that right there is supposed to be I believe he said the strongest, the noblest, and only have the most fiercest regalias, and we see Bishamon, take any soul and make it, a regalia, even if it is, complete junk, because we see now that at one point where she had made a regalia, we see now that right there was like a broken mirror. So I will admit that Kugaha did have a point about, Bishamon, having too many regalias, but obviously, that right there, definitely does not justify what he was doing. And we even have Yato now getting involved, and out of nowhere, Yato just went, ruthless mode and just cut this guy's hand off. And that right there, I will say, that right there shocked me, because I do know Yato has that rep from in the past, but I had no idea he would straight up cut his hand off with no regrets. And I feel like even Yukine was shocked that they did that, because obviously Yukine's blades are now a lot sharper. So I feel that Yukine might have not known that Yato was gonna try that. But we see now that Kugaha, he right now he is finally pissed, because Yato was he is acting like a spoiled child trying to kill his parents, because Bishamon was not giving him that much attention. And so right now we have Kugaha bringing forth another masked one, and we see now that this one was not the same one that was attacking the ones in the mansion, because we see that regalia, or I mean not the regalia, that masked one still eating Bishamon's regalia. And we see now that that her newest one, right now I forgot her name, but her and the little girl were hiding, and we see now that this little girl, she did not care anymore, and she actually wanted to die because all her friends were dead. And then we have this masked one, calling her by her name and saying death over and over, and that right there was creepy. But luckily, they had ran to the Purifier's ring, because, they thought there was no way this masked one can get to them if they reach it. And so now get into the fight between Yato and the masked one. That right there was pretty cool, because we have Yato and this thing, kind of going back and forth, and we see now that this masked one, it actually healed, but then we have Kugaha looking down at Yato, talking about he was now being bested by this monster that he made, and that right there pissed Yato off, and we see him now get super serious, and that right there made him kill it. And we see now that with that monster gone, obviously Kugaha was a free target, and Yato was gonna go in there and actually finish him off. And we see Bishamon actually stop Yato, and that right there that right there, I won't lie, that would kind of annoy me because this guy is like trying to kill you. He wants you to like be reborn. And we get now that this guy, never infected her, he was never corrupted. But this guy just loved Bishamon, way too much. He was like almost obsessed with her, which is why he had wanted to be, her right hand man. And so now we see at one point Bishamon is like going to release him because I believe she used the word Roki or Yuki or something like that. I believe like Roki or Rokai, something like that. But we see now that Kugaha, he is actually a balance scale, and we see now that back then this guy was actually a good person because Bishamon found him like a wandering soul and saved him. And we see now first he was like very nice. He like sharing his knowledge with like everybody else. So we have no real idea where this guy kind of like fell from grace, so to say. But we see now that like Bishamon had released him, and we see him now falling, I'm guessing like the real world. And also it was like very interesting to see that this guy was like a balance skill. I don't know why, but I thought maybe this guy would like be some weapon that like she had never used. But no, he was like a plain old balance skill. And I do wonder where in the world does he, a freaking balance skill get off trying to plan something like this. And so we see now that like once he fell, that right there was the end of him. Like we never saw, Kugaha again. And so now we have another one of Bishamon's regalia, running out there to let her know that, that a masked one or a phantom, what they're going to call it, will like still around attacking people, even though, Kugaha was now gone. And so obviously Bishamon is definitely in no condition to fight. And we see now that like Yato would actually, like gonna go handle it. But we see now that Hiyori, out of all people, actually stopped them, saying that, Bishamon is the one that actually needs to do this time. And so right now Yato actually complied, and we see now that like Yato told her that no matter what Bishamon is about to do, she is right because, she could like never be wrong. And so right now we go to the Purified Spring where we already have some regalias, hiding there. And then we have those two girls now running, and we see now that the masked one and was still following them. And we see now that when I actually got into the water, they were all thinking that, that like there was like no way it could get to them. But we see now that this thing was like so strong now, it actually was like walking through the water. But luckily, that's where Bishamon had came. And so we see now that there was this old regalia, she was like an old lady, and Bishamon had called for her. And we see now that at first I was thinking that like when Bishamon had called her, she was like some kind of walking stick, and that right there was like a bit mean to me. But we see now that this old regalia was like actually a sword, and I thought that right there was like pretty freaking awesome. And so now we have Bishamon kind of like redeeming herself, as like this time she was like gonna kill her family, or at least the family that was like pretty much already lost, because we see that all her regalia that were eaten, they were obviously corrupted, but they were all calling for her. And we see now that even though Bishamon is like so messed up, she was still fighting, at her hardest. And so we see Kazuma now, who I thought was dead, but at the same time last week I did say that like I was on the fence whether or not he was like really dead or not. We see him now once again thinking of the past, and obviously this guy definitely wants to protect Bishamon, but right now he is definitely in no condition to do that. But it was like pretty much a recap or a flashback at least of what happened in the past, now happening again. But right now, last time he had went to Yato, to help her, but this time he couldn't move into anything. So right now I do feel that Kazuma felt bad, even though he was like so messed up. But eventually, we have Bishamon coming on top, and we see her now saving the rest of her regalias while also freeing the ones who she had already lost. And we see her now, saying sorry to them because obviously they are gone, and that right there definitely, hurts her. But now we go to Kazuma, who's now making him to bed, and we see now that like Bishamon was quite alright. And we see now that like luckily Luckily, Bishamon and the others, they found out the one who was messing her up the most, and that right there was like Iha. And we see now that, in her condition, she was actually, far more gone, compared to Yukine in season 1, because we have saw her taking on a very beast-like appearance, and I do believe that Yukine only had part of his face messed up, and had a wing when he was corrupted. So obviously, obviously Iha was definitely gone a bit overboard, but luckily they were able to save her, so that was nice. And we even have her going to the girl who she was bullying. I believe that was the new girl, but obviously, Iha was bullying her, and we see now that these two had made up. And so we see that the way Bishamon will never forget any of her regalias again, so that way they won't feel, maybe Yukine's friend did, or Kugaha, because she didn't use him in so long. We see now that she had made some kind of diary, an exchange diary to be exact, and we see now that all of her regalias, wrote in it, and we see now that she would actually, reply to them, and we see now that, someone said romance, and apparently Bishamon had replied with romance, something like that. And we see now that, they would actually get on her for that, because we see now that her regalias, they're all acting more freely, and more naturally. They are not putting on a fake smile any longer, so that was just definitely nice. And we see Bishamon, lifting, Kazuma's band and wanting him back to be her exemplar or something like that. And you just see, Kazuma, raising the book to cover his face, because that right there made him so happy he could not help but cry. But of course, he would agree to that. And so pretty much it was almost at end well. The episode, to me, it was definitely good. I am glad to see Bishamon, now a more happier person, because we saw her laughing and smiling along with her regalia. So that right there was definitely nice. Overall, a solid episode. I will say that Kugaha could have been probably a better villain, because at the end we even have Nora talking about that Kugaha was a failure. He was nothing but jingle bells and no real sound. But then we see her talking to someone, telling her to bring Yato here, and apparently she called this guy father. So that right there should be interesting. And also next week we'll finally see the guy who we saw Yato fight against in the opening. So that right there should be good, because pretty much we're getting another new arc next week. And that right there I'm definitely looking forward to. But like I said, a solid episode. To me, it was definitely good. I enjoyed it. And of course, I would love to hear what you guys thought about it. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really helps me out. But as always, you guys take it easy, and I will see you all next time.